Hello everyone, it's Brightmaster here, and today I have a very special LEGO set to review. This is the LEGO Star Wars 4483 AT-AT set. This set came out in 2003, comes with 1,068 pieces, and retailed for about $100. This set was also rated for ages 14 and up, so this set was not aimed for younger Star Wars fans, but it really isn't that hard of a build. It's just kind of tedious with the legs, but otherwise it's not really challenging. I don't really find LEGO sets the most challenging, as long as you have patience with them. But anyway, let's get into this set. First off, we'll look at the instruction booklet. It is quite large and comes with, how many pages? 92 pages, including the back flap. So that is quite a lot just for one instruction booklet. Usually they would have added maybe 2 or maybe even 3, but I don't know. It's the instruction booklet. Next, we'll look at the minifigures. 2 of them are identical, so I'll only show you one of the Snowtroopers. But the other 2 are very different, obviously. First off, we'll look at the AT-AT driver. He has the same head mold as the Stormtroopers, but it has different printing and everything, so it makes him a lot more distinct. And he does look quite good, even though he does not have the other newer kind of head mold for the helmet. I do think he looks quite good. So he has his little breathing apparatuses and these little symbols for the Empire. I know the printing is kind of off, and that was partially LEGO's fault, but I mean, it's not that bad. But anyway, this is what it looks like. No back. Actually, it does have back printing. Sorry, I forgot to tell you that. He does have back printing, so that's quite rare for a minifigure of this time to have back printing. I'm quite surprised. I didn't even know that existed until now. So, as they say, you learn something new every day. So, yep, that's the not minifigure. Here we'll look at one of the Snowtroopers. It is the old style of them, which was used maybe until 2013. And it has that one molded helmet with the backpack. So this is what he looks like at the front with some printing here. This is what he looks like from the back with the backpack. Does he have back printing? No, he does not. That's what I thought. And he has a black head underneath. No printing or anything. It's just a black head. And he also has that megaphone gun, which also shows that's an older set, because they were not used for that long. Well, they were actually used for a while, it's just that not in modern sets. So, here's the final minifigure, which is Luke Skywalker. Unfortunately, I am missing the string that he's supposed to hang on to on the AT-AT, and I'm also missing his chrome lightsaber hilt. So it's unfortunate that I don't have those. I did order them, but it's just basically a chrome lightsaber hilt and a little string. Well, kind of more of the rope string with the studs on either side, so a minifigure can hold on to them and it can stick somewhere. But yeah, that's basically it. So I'm not missing too much. Now we'll look at the set. Alright, this is the Athe Walker just itself. It is probably, I think, the largest out of all the Athe Walkers that were created. I know it's bigger than the 2010 one and taller than the 2007 one. I think it might be bigger than the newest one they made, I think, 4 years ago. So, yeah, that's quite large. And it is quite stable, everything except the head. The head is quite fragile, so I'm going to try to show it to you without damaging it, because it is quite fragile. It's not connected on the axle at a very good place. There's only maybe about this much that's actually inside of the hull of the vehicle, or the back part of the vehicle. But anyway, that's okay if you're not going to be too rough with it. There's 2 little side turrets that are there, and they each have 2 blasters, so that makes 4 plus the 2 bottom ones that I think were destroying that shield generator. I think that's what it was on Hoth. So here's also this nice printed piece that's right here that is for the windshield, and I really like that it's printed. I think the newer one has a sticker. I think some of them even just have a bunch of random pieces that are supposed to look like the windshield, but I do think it looks a lot better with the print. But, I do have to say I'm happy with this. Another thing, this set does have the old dark gray, so if it looks a little brownish to you, that's because it's the older dark gray. If it did have the newer dark gray, that means it would be the 2004, I think, remake, because most of the sets, or at least many of them, from 2003 were remade again in 2004 with the new grays, so you can see that with the Geonosian Starfighter, and with this set as well. So let's put this minifigure inside. I know there's a lot of blue in the cockpit, but I really don't mind that because blue does fit quite well with gray, and I think it looks quite good. And here's also a little control panel that's in here for him to operate. I know there's supposed to be 2 AT-AT drivers plus General Veers, who's in them, at least one of the AT-ATs, but, well, one person to fit in the cockpit is still quite good, especially for a set of this size. Otherwise, it would be too cramped inside. So, let's close this up. And next, I will show you the side. I'm trying to be as careful as possible with this thing. And this is where that little string would have attached where Luke tries to throw that grenade underneath there. It is kind of hollow down there. I don't know if you can see. Yeah, there's the Technic work down there. But it is pretty covered up. And I can't complain. But here are the 2 sections of this panel, one of which does flip up, which is kind of nice. It has that kind of ratcheted hinge, which I do like. But anyway, there are these 2 little things that can come out. I'll get the one from the other side of the Walker. And they're both identical. And this is what they look like. They're basically 4 seats for some Snowtroopers that you might want to transport on this, well, this Walker, which is a transport actually. And you just stick the little guns right there and just sit your little Snowtrooper right. Why is it taking so long? Alright, so this is what he looks like on there. He sits quite comfortably. This is actually good for the new Snowtroopers that they created since 2014, because they do have little holes here, so you can stick the little blasters in there, so you can put his weapons there. That's what I've done with some of my newer Snowtroopers. I think I have 6 Snowtroopers, 2 new ones, 4 old ones, including these 2. But yeah, this is good for any Snowtrooper that you have, so you're not going to have to just have your newer Snowtroopers just not be able to participate, so they would be able to have a place to sit. So let me just put in the second minifigure, and then we're ready to go. It's kind of hard when you're doing this with the one hand, so it doesn't usually take me this long. Alright, so let's look at the rest of the set. Alright, here at the back, there is another function which is quite nice. This is where the speeder bike is kind of held at the back. So all you have to do is move these hinges here, pull this up, pull this down, and you have access to the speeder in the back. I do not like that there's these red pieces right here. They look quite bad, and the yellow as well, so I don't know. I think that was a poor decision on their part. But anyway, here, let's take this speeder out and take a look at it. So this is the speeder that comes with the set. It is quite similar to the ones they still create today. These parts are different, this part's different, but overall they do look the same, even though the pieces are a lot different. But yeah, Snowtrooper can ride on that. You know how this works. They just go ahead and just stand on them. But I'll still take one out just to show you. Just get him to stand up on there. Alright, here he is, and he can basically just drive off. Here on the other side of the set, it is quite the same as the other side of it, because it is very symmetrical. Of course, if you open here, it has the same little seating arrangement as the, or the seating style as the other side, so nothing really to show there. Alright, here's a look at the legs that this walker has. They are quite large, and they are very tedious to build. You basically have to build 2 of each, so the first one, say you'll build here, and it'll be the same leg as the one right here, so I would advise, if you do build it, to build both at once, because it does take less time, and it is kind of starting to get a little monotonous, just building the same leg over and over again. It does. And these legs do take a while to build, and they can be angled, so you can get some little walking positions right here. Let me just move this down, move this down here, move this back. Alright, so I got a little walking pose from it, which does look quite good if you're going to be displaying this set. If you will display it, I suggest putting it in a walking position. It does look quite nice like that. If you have some snow speeders and maybe a white little tabletop or something like that, it will look quite great for display as well. So, yeah, I think looks quite good this way. Overall, my thoughts on the set are, this is a very, very, very good set. It's a set that I've been wanting, or at least an AT-AT, for quite a while. I've wanted one for maybe 6 years or so. Yeah, 6 years, maybe a little more than that. 6.5, 6 years, yeah. But I wanted either this one or the 2007 motorized one. The other motorized one was a bit too expensive, but it really didn't have any area for your troops or anything. And yeah, so I'm happy with the one that I have. I really would recommend this set. Just one thing, if you're going to be playing with a lot, don't be too rough with it, because the head is not the most stable. It didn't fall apart with me in this review, but it kind of does fall apart pretty easily. So don't go ahead and just start hitting it and all that kind of stuff and opening it up and closing it very rough, in a rough manner, so don't be too rough with the head. Otherwise, the set is quite stable, and you shouldn't have any trouble with it. But yes, this is one of the best LEGO Star Wars sets I have ever had, and I'm really happy that I got it. I got it for Christmas, so I just got it a few days ago, and I was very excited to review it. I hope you really enjoy this video, because I really like this set, and I hope you do too. So, thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you all later. Bye.